House cat. Sniffing. Sadie, your tongue is hanging out. There you go. Gross. We're gonna do Gurg book chapters 13, 14, and 15. At least that's the plan. We'll see how it goes. Oh, your missus here just hanging out because she's so pretty. She's so pretty. Look at that stupid face. I want to bite it. Did I bite you? Did I just bite you? Alright, chapter 13. Once again, it's been some time since I last updated my journal. Like, every fucking chapter starts this way. Like, stop. I'm stationed in Oklahoma now. Corey was stationed here as well. Well, isn't that fucking convenient? Initially, she was supposed to go to North Dakota. You know, North Dakota. It's basically a frozen hellhole. Is it? I have no idea. I've never been to North Dakota. It's where Mount Rushmore is, though, isn't it? Or is that South Dakota? I don't know offhand. North Dakota. South Dakota. Like, we could just combine the two Dakotas, I think. Like, I don't know too many, like, North Dakota, South Dakota pride. I have no idea. I don't care. I probably will never ever visit them. Yeah, fortunately, she was able to trade her destination with someone who had the same security clearance as her. Like, Convenience the novel. Convenience the manifesto, actually, I should say, rather. Just like that, she was bound for the same base. Just like that, Greg, you have to fucking make everything cater to you and your stupid face. I'm not exactly sure what it is with her and I, but we haven't wound up in a typical guy-girl relationship. You have no idea what a typical guy-girl relationship is. I would highly fucking doubt that. You know how people of the opposite gender work, right? Do you? First they get to know a bit about each other, eventually or right away, both people wind up single. One thing leads to another, and bam, the girl's pregnant. What? No! Not at all! Not fucking at all. Not every relationship between two genders has to end up in them fucking. Like, I have had guy friends that I have never even thought about banging in my life. And I'm sure they look at me and they're like, ew. So shut the fuck up, Greg. You don't know anything. You don't know how to be friends with people. That's why you have so few, number one. Ooh, sniffing. Ooh, sniffing. You have so few friends. That's one of the reasons why. And number two, like, you have way too many love interests for, like, a normal person. You don't accept that people can just be friends with each other. Maybe they'll hook up. Once in a while. But yeah, people can just be friends and not fuck. It's okay. God. That's not us, I guess. Oh my fucking God! I literally gratify myself to the thought of her on a regular basis. But that's literally the limitation of our relationship beyond friendship. Oh my God! God! Holy Christ! I have never asked my guy friends if they have gratified themselves to May. That is just fucking disgusting. And the fact that you think that that's necessary to tell your audience that you're jerking off to this girl you consider a friend is insanely fucked up. I'm sorry, I just elbowed you in your big fat back. Oh, and you used literally twice incorrectly in one sentence, you goddamn fucking idiot. I would make a move, but there's just something that screams for me not to. This is a move. Also, I'm generally terrified of screwing things up between us. You know what? Sometimes you have to just get over that shit. Ugh. A lot of times there's a point where you have to know a girl. You have to get to know a girl where you have to decide whether you're going to be friends or date. And I think that ship has not only sailed, but is long forgotten. Alright? Now she and I basically just act like typical guy friends. Oh my God, fuck you. We hang out in our dorms, play video games, and talk crap about, you guessed it, literally everyone else in the entire squadron. Oh yeah, you can play video games in the military, I guess, when you're stationed. Like, how else are you gonna pass the time? Corey specifically likes to make fun of male airmen. So she's an asshole too, then. She finds the ones who try to act tough the most pathetic and desperate. Stop projecting your thoughts onto other people. Let us know how they're thinking. What they're thinking. Let us know. You don't. Because you are so fucking selfish and the worst person ever. She said to a lot of them, she's so snuggly. She said to a lot of them, she said a lot of them are just little boys trying to fit in big boy pants. Hard to disagree. There are 50-year-old men who act like they're 10. Why not these 18-26-year-old airmen? What do you mean 50-year-old who act like they're 10? Your dad, probably? Just another subtle jab at your father? Oklahoma in general is a crap-infested brown ghetto of a state. That's fucking offensive. There aren't many trees. I have yet to see a single mountain, and the entire base itself is completely flat. Well, okay. In my knowledge of running stories about bases, they're not going to be situated high up in the mountains, usually. You're going to drive to the mountains. Even, like, Joint Base Lewis McChord is, like, in fucking Washington State. It's still on a flat part of the land, and then they go and hang out nearby mountains. Oklahoma's a flyover country, flyover state, I guess. It's relatively flat. Why do you have to complain about fucking everything, Greg? Oh. Did he use literally again? Did you just toot? Or was that your stomach rumbling? I heard like a... This place is littered with dirt and dead grass. Even our dorms are brown. Talk about eye garbage. Greg, you are eye garbage. Anyway, Corey has been pretty upset with me, regularly volunteering to be deployed overseas to hostile countries. Okay, you can just do that? Like, I think I'm gonna, I had a nice day today, had a nice breakfast, farted around a little bit. I'm gonna go ahead and volunteer for hostile countries again. Well, alright. Here's the thing, from what I've seen on TV and heard from the sergeants, it's important we volunteer, as the people we're taking on are far worse than us. Right. Based on everything I've heard, the good people in those countries need us to help them. Just reading what I wrote makes me feel like a sucker, but I can only go off the information that's available. The info I has all point us to being the good guys. You're not a good guy by proxy just because you're in the military. You're not. You're not a veteran, Greg. You were definitely dishonorably discharged. All this conscientious objector status makes me think it's total bullshit. Like, he likes to he's like Brett Keane in the way he likes to rewrite his internet history. Saying he didn't say that and but he also rewrites his own life too to make himself look better on the internet. The info I has. If I don't help when given the opportunity, what am I? The coward I promised I would never be again? No. You are never not gonna be a coward. Oh, you're so lovely and snuggly. Yes, you are. Look at this big fat face. I hate the idea of refusing to assist people in need, so whenever the opportunity comes up, I'm there. Yeah, but like, what, you're not gonna just go for a weekend to go overseas, right? Like, what is he talking about? Corey, however, literally, I'm gonna rename you literally. Sadie the literal cat. Mwah. Such a newsroom. Corey, however, literally ran off crying back in training when the sergeants played a practical joke on us. Ah! I'm gonna bite you. I'm gonna bite you back. The training instructors told us we were all getting deployed right away, and our destination base plans were canceled. Fucking cat hair everywhere. No North Dakota, no Oklahoma, straight to the desert for us. Well, you know what? Some military members probably did fucking experience that. And, why does the military play so many jokes on Greg? Is this accurate? I don't think for a second it is. I would have chased after Corey when she ran off, but she went in the girls' restroom. The girl apostrophe S. Girl, a single girl's restroom. I was also experiencing problems of my own. Specifically, a massive sinking feeling in my chest. Oh my god, you fucking minimize everybody else's traumas and issues around you just to bring it all back to yourself. I wasn't ready to be deployed back then either. I wanted to get settled at my new base first. Well, you can't always get what you want! Fortunately, that was all a sick joke. Enough time has passed, now I'm ready. What's the point of that? Like, just to show how crazy the military is to you? Like, they keep playing sick jokes on you? Like, someone comes in with a fucking gun, a fake dummy gun, and tries to kill you all? Like, I don't understand this. This seems way too outlandish for me to even think could possibly be real. So far, I've been through 2 pre-deployment training sessions. I learned how to fire a number of weapons, including the shotgun, machine gun, grenade launcher. Yes, that exists. Right. And a couple heavy machine guns. They're all pretty terrifying machines. If I was a sergeant in the military and I saw this fucking guy, I would be like, you don't ever touch a gun, ever. You will snap and kill everybody. The big problem with me getting deployed is I'm always the backup to go. I wonder why. 'Cause you fucking suck! I'm the guy the Air Force goes to when someone finds out they're pregnant or has another medical condition that prevents them from being deployed. Speaking of which, let's talk about that. Oh, let's, Greg. Yeah. Oh, God. This is such a rambling piece of shit. It really does remind me of, like, people's creepy confessionary manifestos. Something the military regularly does is incentivizes people to treat their bodies like crap. Really? Nothing has ever led me to believe this character, Arthur. So why should I fucking believe that this is what the military does? This is what the military fucking does. They do this by refusing to send people who can't meet certain physical standards. Okay. The process is actually entirely reasonable, considering a medically messed up person puts everyone in jeopardy out in the field. But the abuse of this system is constant. What the fuck is he talking about? Like, if somebody has enough of a mental defect, a physical defect, like, what are they doing in the army? Like, don't you have to have, the Air Force? You know what I mean? Don't you have to be in a certain kind of physical peak condition in order to even fucking make it past basic training and to be fucking, put on a goddamn base? It's always the social rejects that take advantage of these generous precautions. You may think I'm an outcast at my new base, but in reality, I'm generally accepted. Like, where are you going with this? How did we get here? How the fuck did we get here? No one but Corey came with me from my last flight, and since then I haven't upset really anyone. As far as you know, your mere presence in this world makes me irritated beyond belief. As for these physical rejects, they always, have problems making friends wherever they go and are regularly awkward, like something's wrong with their brains. Like, because somebody is... What the fuck? Oh my god, I don't fucking know, and I have to read so much more of this. For instance, one sergeant seems to be blatantly getting fatter, so she can't pass her physical training test. She hasn't been sent anywhere since she got to the base years ago. And now very likely can't get deployed either, or so that's what she told me when we were posted together. Like, if he, you know what, not everybody knows how the military works. I don't know how the military works. I don't know when you're at a base, you can just sign up to be deployed. I don't know that. Like, you're not letting us know. You're not giving insight into it because you just want to jerk off your thoughts onto this instead of giving us a nice, concise, clear fucking story. Then there's this other sergeant who has sleep apnea. Isn't apnea just spelled A-P-N-E-A? You put an O in there. A-P-N-O-E-A. For some reason, I think that that's right. As well. Like an alternate spelling. Coincidentally, every person I've seen sleep apnea also has horrible dieting habits. Coincidentally, every person I've seen sleep apnea also has horrible dieting habits. Like, I've seen who has. He probably totally, absolutely, definitely forgot that shit. I wish these people would put down the donuts, cut the cake out of their daily consumption, and serve their goddamn country. So people who actually have honor wouldn't have to try to catch bullets in place of them. Fuck you, Greg. Like, seriously, fuck you. You don't have honor, and you're not a fucking hero. You're not. You're a wormy little sack of shit who needs to be hit with a sack of fucking oranges in the face over and over again. What irony, right? If they did that, it would make them brave, wouldn't it? This is why cowards live and courageous people die. So, your explanation of living is what? You're a coward too. You are. You're a total motherfucking coward. But you project like you're not. In the military, if you get pregnant, like, are military bases like fuckfests like this? Are they? They say you not only you lose your ability to be deployed, well, you have a child growing inside you, but also can elect to separate from the military entirely. We all know the military isn't just something you can just quit on a whim. That's what you did, Greg. You just quit on a whim. You made yourself look crazier than you already are. So you could just quit. Like, this is so telling. And this is creepily fucking paralleling his own life. Except it's wish fulfillment. That's really all it is. He's not telling a story. He's just explaining what he wishes could have happened, or how he fondly looks back on his time in the military, but none of this shit ever fucking happened. You sign a contract when you join that you're legally bound to. What this means is there are likely thousands of babies out there who literally exists because Momley simply got tired of serving her country. What? Like, could you show me some stats that will back that fucking shit up? Kids are not tools you use to get out of your obligations. No, for you, kids are just something you put into somebody just to say you have one, but never fucking mention it. Sadly, this is the side effect of giving good people reasonable options. Screwed up people take advantage of those options and abuse them. Regardless, after multiple failed attempts to get deployed to a hostile country, I finally volunteered to get deployed to South Korea. Greg went to Korea during his time in the Air Force. Let's see how he worms his way out of this. He will. He's talking right now about how you have to stay honor, you have honor, and you sign a contract. But then as soon as something in here just totally goes against what he thinks is right, he'll defect. I just fucking know it. It's technically considered a deployment as North and South Korea. Oh, it's technically considered a deployment. You should have put a fucking comma there, as North and South Korea are still officially at war. Well, North Korea's at war with fucking everybody, apparently. The two countries constantly look like they're at peace, considering there hasn't been a truly hostile act between them for quite a few years. But they say everyone has their fingers on the trigger. It's just a matter of time. Yeah. Not to mention all the fucking, like, air tests they do. North Korea is like, oh, we got nuclear weapons and NBD, guys. Pyongyang, all that shit. I don't buy it. I think they'll never go to actual war again. Well, thank God. Let's go tell President Obama to not worry about North Korea now, because Greg doesn't think they'll go to war. If it really is safe, I'm hoping Corey volunteers as well. She is basically the only person I want to be around, ever. Ever. So, man, you moved on from Ashley pretty quick. It's very strange to me how quickly Greg moves on from woman to woman. Like, ridiculously fast. Like, the only other person I know that has moved this fast is, like, my 13-year-old cousin. Last year at Thanksgiving, his brother, his 11-year-old brother, was making fun of me because I don't have a boyfriend right now. Or will ever have a boyfriend. And he was like, I'm sorry, that's kind of pathetic. I'm like, shut up. You're an asshole. He's like, well, see, you know, my brother, my older, the other cousin, he's like, well, he's had like 5 girlfriends. Like, he had one girlfriend last week, and then he decided, you know, she didn't like him, so they broke up the next day. Like, I don't know why he was telling me all about this. And I'm like, dudes, like, what do you know? Like, that's not how relationships work, you guys. And they were like, no, like, he had a girlfriend for about a day, and then, you know, they decided it didn't work out. I was like, oh my God, little kids. Greg moves that fast. They have excuses. They're kids. They're young. They're not that experienced in the world, obviously. So, like, yeah, when you're young and you're a teenager, yeah, you have boyfriends and girlfriends. Some people have, like, you know, different ones, but others are like, oh my God, we went to the mall, we're boyfriend, girlfriend, like shit like that. I don't even remember what 13-year-old Gina was like. Probably this annoying. I have no fucking idea. Alright, chapter 14. Oh my fucking God. We're 55% of the way through. This is longer than Stones to Abigail, I think. That's what makes it so goddamn fucking irritating. It's longer, and it's far worse. So you know what I said earlier about, oh, my voice and mouth did not want to work. So you know what I said earlier regarding something about Corey being different? As if there were an internal voice screaming for me not to make a move on her? Well, I was right. Oh, how did he fuck this one up? The other night I was sitting in my pyjamas on my bed. Pyjamas. I know that's an alternate spelling. I think that's like, they use that in the UK more. I hate the way that looks. I don't like the P and the Y and the J. It's like, you know. I was sitting in my dorm room waiting for Corey to get back. She was a little late as the airman who was supposed to take her post failed to show up. They're gonna fuck, aren't they? As I waited for her alone in my room, I felt I wasn't exactly prepared for what was about to happen. Oh, what could that possibly fucking be? I told Corey earlier I had some crazy news to give her. I jerked off to you! How was she going to take it? Would we realize the end was near and finally confess our feelings? Man, you put a lot of weight into what other people are thinking. Holy fucking shit! Did she even feel what I felt? Finally, she showed up, looking happy to see me. Corey said, hey, I'm missed you today. I''M missed you today. Hi, I am missed you. Thought about you a lot on post. Ugh! I smiled and said, miss you too. Blech. She gave me a big smile and I continued. So the news I had, she replied in a tired but interested tone. Yeah, that sounds plausible. Yeah, tell me about it. I confessed I'm going to South Korea. Complete silence invaded the room! Right. Corey clearly didn't like what she just heard. Regardless of her natural disappointment, she didn't want to discourage me. She replied, oh, I guess that's better than the desert. Like, people move on in life. You feel like you enjoy somebody's company and then they fucking get a new job or something. It happens. You move on. You don't put all your weight into what the other person is feeling. I tried to stay positive. I knew she volunteered shortly after I convinced her to go to sew there. I'm sorry. I knew she volunteered shortly after I convinced her to, so there was a chance we could go together. He is almost 30. He will be 30 in 2 months, and he still doesn't know how to fucking use a goddamn comma. I said, well, you volunteered for South Korea too, remember? They might send you a short while after me. Like, these two aren't even dating. Like, they're friends at this point, and he jerks off to her. But, like, Greg, the way that he writes his characters that have all these feelings for each other, like, he's, like, shy to, like, say, like, he's so afraid of his ego even being dented a little bit that he holds back so much. He's like, whoa, I can't tell them anything. And until he feels like it'll absolutely be reciprocated, that's when he makes a move. Because he's way too narcissistic to actually put himself out there for the possibility that you will get hurt. It sucks. Rejection fucking sucks. We all fucking know that. But you experience it as part of life. It makes you grow. It helps you. You know? Like, how many actors would just stop if every time they went to an audition they, like, didn't get it? No, you persevere. But Greg does not have the ability to do it. It's so fucking obvious here. Meh. Suddenly it became obvious she was struggling to make it appear like she was okay. Her efforts gave out and her lips sank into a frown. Gross sounding. Corey put her hands on her face and began to cry. Oh, God, I don't believe this for a fucking second. I quickly moved towards her and hugged her. She leaned into my hug and began to soak my pajama top with her tears. Wow, girl, you need to, like, go to an eye doctor or something. Was this about me? Fuck you. I asked, what's going on, as her tears continued to fall. She said, I'm getting deployed already. They can't send me to Korea. I'm slotted to go somewhere else. Sadness overtook me. So fucking surface level emotions. This was a guarantee that we wouldn't be seeing each other for some time. Oh no. Oh fucking no. You guys can't email or anything. If it's meant to be, it's meant to motherfucking be. Now they're gonna fuck, aren't they? I feel like, I know it. It's coming. On top of that bad news, she was going to an actual war zone. Where? Where's she going? Somewhere else. Whereas my deployment was to a place that had no significant conflicts since before I was born. My deployment was ideal. I was going from flat and dirty nothing state to a scenery and nature-rich exotic nation. Well, go ahead and jerk yourself off a little bit more, Greg, about your deployment versus her who's going into a war zone. You don't care that she's going into a war zone. You're just like, well, good for me. I'm going into an idyllic scenery-filled relation place. Ah. Oh, I hate you. Now trying to wipe the tears away from her face, she rose up and said, it's okay. I joined the military voluntarily. I should have expected this. God, nobody fucking talks like this! I replied, yeah, but we didn't expect each other. She let out a painful laugh. Ow! Ow! And said, that's true, you suck. Good. I hope she means that. I hope she's like, ew, gross. I touched you, ew. I smiled and softly laughed. A good portion of the night, Corey, I sat on my tiny bed watching movies. At some point, I felt it was reasonable to put my arm around her. Oh my God, you are such a fucking idiot. She seemed to react like she was happy I did. Ugh! This made me pretty happy. Oh my... So I looked at her with a warm smile. They're going to fuck, you guys. We really saw... Man, I'm so glad we saw such a wonderful build-up into these two getting to know each other and learning more about each other. And now And now that this is the last night before they're deployed to separate crazy areas, and they just have to look into each other's eyes and feel that tension, and they just gotta do something to cut the tension, and that's when he grabbed my face and kissed me. That's better than anything Greg will ever write in his life. Whatever we were watching, I don't even remember. I had been fantasizing about being with Corey since I met her, and the realization I was going to lose her soon made me desperate to make a move. Without much hesitation, with my arm still around her, I said, "Corey!" She looked at me with a look of nervous concern on her face. Like, Greg, God, you don't... every time you describe somebody's face or emotions, they're so flat all the time. A look of concern. What? Learning how to write emotions and writing feeling into your scripts comes with practice. You don't just fucking shit out a book and suddenly it's a fucking masterpiece. It's practice. My executive producer for the show that I work on, it has this insane ability to take somebody's long-ass script and condense it into 3 sentences where you learn every little piece of information. I don't know how she does it, but it's so impressive, and I try to learn from it as much as possible. And I'm like, I don't know how you do it. I was talking to her one day, and she's like, lots of practice, lots of practice. Lots of practice, Greg. So you don't write stupid sentences like a look of concern. I felt sadness overtake me. That's not exciting, and that's not engaging, it's not compelling, and it's certainly not conversational. God! I've been at my job for a fucking year and I still have trouble with my scripts. And I'm writing for live TV. Live fucking TV. Something that anchors our reading off a teleprompter that millions upon millions upon millions of people see. That's not that far off from the truth, though. Okay, alright. Let's get resituated. Get ready for some deployed fucking. What? Okay. Where the fuck was I? I just hoped her facial expression meant she was scared about our friendship changing. I hate you! I was going to go for it. I leaned in to kiss her, but before I could make contact with her lips, she said under her breath, "Stop." We were so close I could feel her breath softly impact my lips. The warm, sweet-smelling air released, just beyond her lips, almost soothed the heartache I felt. Wow, she wouldn't kiss you. No, I was heartbroken. What? Come on! For fuck's sake! Who cares? Do you know how many times, I've tried to get guys to kiss me and they wouldn't? Or tried to, hook up with a guy and he didn't want to? Yeah, it sucks, but... How are you gonna know unless you put yourself out there? And they say no. Well, shit. I'm gonna go home then. God. Oh my God! I felt like I was being ripped apart from inside from just that one word. That is a fucking... Wow. Stop. Greg doesn't like to hear stop. You guys. Instead of pulling back, I quickly diverted my lips towards her ear and whispered, "I have no idea what you're talking about." What? Immediately, Corey began busting out laughing. What the fuck? Such a freaking idiot. punch, kick to dick, shove off bed. I spit everywhere. She screamed with a grin on her face as she rose to her knees while moving across the base of my bed. I smiled, looking across the bed at her, and replied, "Hey, I'm just watching a movie here." She laughed when she heard me struggle to maintain my dignity. Fuck you, Greg! God! And screamed back, "Oh, bull crap, you idiot!" and continued to laugh. My face was blushing. My face was blushing! Come on! Oh, but I tried to hide it. What is this little interaction that's going on right now? Corey saw the look of embarrassment on my face and said, "Aw." A-W-E, aw. Do you know what A-W-E means? It means wonder and amazement. Aw, I'm sorry. Let's finish the movie and you can sleep your urges off, okay? That's not a smart idea. Don't sleep next to a guy who's, like, trying to kiss you and shit. I mumbled under my breath, "I have no urges and you're just a crazy person saying crazy things," he said after he tried to fucking kiss her and she resisted his temptations. Right. Again, she busted out laughing and calling me an idiot, but for some reason moved back to sit beside me. Yeah, for some reason she's also laughing at this inane shit you're saying. Still giggling, she said, "Put your arm around me. Put your arm back around me, you idiot." I feel like these guys are still gonna hook up. If they don't, I will be shocked. I smiled embarrassingly, sighed, and put my arm around her again. As Corey looked at me, her eyes appeared as if they were seeing fireworks go off for the first time. They were full of life and accompanied by a cheesy grin on her face. As she stared at me with that silly look, she said, "I love you, you idiot." Corey, you are the dumbest fucking person in the entire world if you love this fucking idiot. It was the first time she said she loved me. Unfortunately, this new confession was accompanied by her calling me an idiot. That fact isn't important, so why mention it? I love her too, so I said it back. God. Just like Corey said, we finished the movie, and shortly after, she went back to her room. Despite her positive spin on what happened, I still took the rejection to heart. Of course you fucking did. Of course you did, because you can't believe that somebody would reject your oh-so fucking heroic and chivalrous advantages. I basically cried myself to sleep, you fucking pussy, which is something I don't even remember doing over a girl. At least she loves me. Oh, God! Oh my God, this is so sick. This is so sick. God. What the fuck goes on in Greg's head? I don't get it. I don't motherfucking get it for a fucking second. Alright, one more fucking chapter. Ugh, this is my butt. These are my boxer briefs. Listen, this was a good investment from Target. $5, 2-pack of boxer briefs. It's like perfect sleeping wear. I don't know how guys, one time, like eons ago when I like first got these. Ooh, Sadie just caught a bug like in midair. It was pretty nice. That bug that she's been chasing is still in here. Every time I see it, I'm like, I want her to get it. One time I was like, I had these on, and I like had to run to the store, and I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna put underpants on just to go to the store. So I was like, whatever, I'll just wear these. And they were like, I have jeans on and boxer briefs. I was like, how? Oh, how does this happen? Chapter 15. Unfortunately, since the last time I updated this journal, my life has been... my life has been saturated with tragedy. Oh, fuck you. We left off just after I failed in my attempt to kiss Corey. Yeah, I know, I just read it. I just fucking read it. Since then, I've barely been able to see her, in part probably due to me making the wrong move with her. But also because of my ex randomly coming back into my life via a strange email. Okay. Okay. God, I'm so glad that none of my ex-boyfriends fucking talk to me. The email read, "Author, I need you," and that's all. I called her, and as soon as she heard my voice, she started crying. "What's going on, Ashley?" I asked. She replied, "How can you not know?" I had no idea what she was talking about, so I asked again for her to explain. "Thomas is dead, author," she said angrily. Who's Thomas? Oh, her brother. Alright. This came out of fucking nowhere. And how is he supposed to know that? He's deployed. Kind of. I didn't know. How was I supposed to know? She never talked to me. What did she expect? I remained calm. She was the victim, not me. Who the fuck thinks of that? What kind of a fucking stupid-ass word is that? Or, like, phrase is that? Knowing she went through a loss, I said, "That's awful, I'm sorry." That felt really sincere. That is awful, I am sorry. You went through a loss. Knowing she went through a loss. Not, "Oh my god, I felt so bad for her. Her brother's the whole reason I'm in the motherfucking military." No, you went through a loss, so now you have to fucking try to feel bad. God damn it. Like, there's, like, every single fucking chapter just solidifies the fact that Greg is an uncaring, unfeeling fucking asshole. She replied angrily again, "Do you not even know about the school shooting?" Oh my god. At least there's a fucking connection back to the high school. Because that would have been fucking pointless if he never came back to it. I don't know why that made me giggle. Because it's just like a really awkward way to drink water. I'm like... Delightful. I couldn't believe what I was hearing, despite shootings happening all over the country every other month. I still couldn't process how it would happen to a school I went to. No? When students jump on people's arms and break them and shatter them to the point where they need surgery and get completely away with it, you don't see how a fucking school shooting happened in your school? Really, Arthur? Ashley continued lecturing me. God, what is wrong with you, Arthur? Everyone in the country knows this. Or I thought they did till I talked to you. God! Immediately after saying that, she continued crying. I was so detached from reality being in the military. Don't fucking blame the military for your detachment to reality, okay? Don't blame the goddamn military because you came into the military like that, shithead. I literally just showed up to work, ampersand went home. I'm gonna punch this! I barely spoke to anyone, especially since Corey and I haven't been talking much. My detachment from the reality couldn't have come at a worse time. I hate it! I hate it! Do you want me to fly home? I asked. Ashley replied. Yes, of course. God. Fuck. In a tone implying I was a jerk just for thinking I might not have to. I mean, he doesn't have to. You'd think that thought might be in his head already. Like, wow, a tragedy at my high school. Maybe I should go home. No, but he has to, like, make, like, ugh. Ow. Ugh. Oh, yes! I don't want to see with my dad. I don't want to see my dad while I'm there. Can I just stay with you? She replied in a weak voice, yes, Arthur. Fuck you, Ashley. I know you just lost your brother, but for fuck's sake, don't let this asshole stay with you. He's just gonna fuck you raw again. I asked for emergency leave through the sergeant in charge of me and was able to fly to Ashley the next day. I don't want to sound like an asshole here. But if he didn't personally lose anybody in the school shooting, does he get to go? I mean, this is asshole Arthur we're talking about here. You know, he didn't decide to go. He's being, like, asked to go back. You know, I don't know. Like, does anybody else know how I'm feeling right now? Because it's like, you know, he hated everybody at the school. And just because, like, one person is telling him to come back, somebody that he doesn't have this connection to anymore, like, I don't want to get into specifics here, but let's just say something tragic happened recently in the news, and somebody that I know from worked with these people at one point and flew home. Granted, he took time off, and it was like a last minute thing, and it wasn't really like, you know, he wasn't particularly close with them, but it was still like he had to go back and stay, and that made sense to me. I was like, fuck yeah. Arthur, like, you know, you don't have any brothers or sisters that are in school, you don't know anybody personally killed, like, you get to go back. I don't know. Is that me just being a fucking asshole? Like, me being a cynical asshole because of... Are you kidding? No! Oh my god, that was the weirdest thing I've ever seen. Oh my god. Sadie, I really don't need you to do these to my stockings. Fucking, it was weird. Sadie, I'm sorry. Now she's sneezing. So she was stepping on the back, like her back legs were stepping on my stocking, and it was sliding her across the floor. And then she, like, freaked out and grabbed it and started... It was weird. It was really kind of creepy because I thought she was possessed for a second. You're possessed! You're a possessed cat. It's weird. I'm sorry. Like, just tell me if I'm being out of line about this, because I can't picture this other than just Greg's way to get back and get some punani. Oh, when I arrived at the airport, I saw Ashley standing alone. Wow, that was quick takeoff and landing. You just fucking evaporated into back home. The look in her eyes was absolutely hopeless. It was like I was staring at a burning building just about to cave in. Okay. She was waiting for me to show up, but had no idea I was already there. I imagine it was her teary eyes blurring her vision. As soon as she saw me, she dropped her face towards ground. I'm guessing she was trying not to lose it. I suppose her reaction was similar to how, when children get hurt, a lot of times they don't cry till they see someone they know will comfort them. Adults do that too. God, just like every every chapter, there's another glaring instance of you just being totally sociopathic. It's only when they see you that they fall apart. Our sorrow ampersand our loved ones have a similar relationship to the ones we have with beds in a way. What? We wouldn't throw ourselves upon cement when we're exhausted, but the moment we see a mattress, we free fall. What the fuck does that mean? God! I walked up to Ashley and gave her a hug, her face pressed against my neck. After only a couple seconds, she began kissing my skin. Of course she fucking did. I was caught off guard. I didn't understand why she would even think about kissing me, but mid-through that thought, she grabbed the back of my head and pressed her lips on mine. It's called, I feel vulnerable and I need somebody to comfort me in this way. I was incredibly confused, but I didn't want to upset her even more. That and I hadn't kissed anyone in some time. You fucking selfish shitball! Shitball fucker face. Piece of shit asshole. It's like, oh, never mind the fact that her brother's fucking dead, shot dead by a fucking psycho who got broken up with. Never mind that. I haven't kissed somebody in a while. Like, yeah, these are his secondary thoughts, but they're still there and he's still fucking telling us all about it. That's so fucked up. This is so fucked up. In fact, now that I think about it, Ashley was the last person I was physically intimate with. I just felt bad, like I was taking advantage of her sadness. Yet you continued. Yet you fucking continued. You don't have the fucking balls or the fucking, decency to not take advantage of a girl in this situation. Ashley and I continued to kiss in the airport till she randomly stepped back and said, "Okay, let's go." This is so offensive. It was in such a bipolar tone. As if she wasn't just crying and we weren't just making out. What the fuck, Greg? What the actual fuck is wrong with you? I want to punch you in the goddamn face as hard as I can. I am advocating violence. I will break all beautiful my nails to fucking punch you in the face. Ashley grabbed my bag and dragged it out for me. Here comes another fucking offensive sentence. Ready? Her pulling my luggage around was hilarious because she's not a large girl, so it looked really disproportionate. Because tiny women, they can't pull bags. It's funny to see that. Like, you are here to comfort her and to mourn the biggest school shooting in the country, and you're just, you're so detached from it. Like, creepily fucking detached. God, I'm almost fucking done with this chapter, I think. Thing is, I knew she was tough and was doing everything she could to keep her mind off her brother, so again, I let her have her way rather than trying to be a cliché gentleman. I hate you, Greg. Greg, I hate you. Greg, guess what? I fucking hate you! When we arrived at the front of her house, she informed me it was empty. He's gonna grief bang her now. She explained it was because her father was constantly out drinking. She didn't bother explaining further than that. Well, that's kind of she doesn't need to. That kind of, okay, makes sense. You lose your kid in a fucked up way, you're gonna block it out in one way or the other. I assumed he ran to the bottle as his form of coping with the death in his family. Well, did you come up with that all on your own, fucking Sherlock? Jesus Christ. She had pretty steep stairs up to her house, so I elected myself to take over the luggage hauling. This is such pointless fucking information. He's just trying to get to the banging at this point. You know they're gonna fuck. Ashley didn't hesitate to continue our makeout session once we were inside and the door was closed. God damn it. The click of the door closing was like a hammer of a gun slamming into a bullet named Ashley. What? Fucking weird. She threw herself upon me. In that moment, it became crystal clear why exactly I was there. Her father used alcohol to escape, and Ashley was going to use me. Now, anybody in this situation would not take advantage of it, right? He's gonna fuck her. A person who is vulnerable and in that state, even if you bang them in the past, you don't take advantage of their emotions like this. He's gonna do it. I swear to fucking God he will. I was the same as the heavy luggage she hauled through the airport. Oh, so she dragged you on the ground face first? I would love to see that. I was a distraction, a physically tasking experience to get her mind off death. Most every time we slept together that week, she did most the work. Anytime I tried to get on top of her, she would pin me back to the ground with my back on the bed or floor and continue using me as if I was, I hate to say this, but it's true, an exercise machine. And so where in your fucked up mind do you think, I shouldn't be taking advantage of this girl just so I can fuck her? This isn't comforting her. It's going to only make her feel worse because now you are filling this momentary gap. She's grief-stricken and she wants to get her mind off of it. So now you got to go back to the military and she's going to be like, well, now what the fuck do I do? I am sickened to my fucking core how we're seeing him. We're seeing him, as much as he's trying to put it onto her, we're seeing him take advantage of this shit. She doesn't need to be fucking somebody right now. She needs to be coping with her grief in a healthy motherfucking way. It is the most fucked up thing I can imagine. One of the most fucked up things I can imagine. To have your loved one ripped away from you one day while they're just going to school. They're just fucking taken away from you because some asshole couldn't handle the fact that his girlfriend didn't want to be with him anymore. And so your situation, your solution is to do this. Take your fucking dick out. Do this. Like this. Unfurl. Oh, God! Oh, my God! Oh, my God! I finally have a use for the hole. Worm! Okay. Beads of her sweat mixed with an occasional tear fell on me as she slammed her body into me over and over and over. Her body into you? Is she fucking you in the ass with a dildo? I felt horrible for her. I wanted to do everything I could for her to ease her pain. So I went along with her every demand without hesitation. You think a fucking orgasm, which I don't think you ever would give a woman because you're so disgusting and unselfish. You think your dick is the solution to her grief and to her. This is the sickest fucking thing I've ever read. I am so physically fucking nauseous right now. I cannot motherfucking believe this shit. I can't fucking believe it. It wasn't really romantic. It wasn't emotional for me either. Nothing's emotional for you! Slap, 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 slap. People deal with death in different ways. Focusing on the physical, distracting her emotions with exhaustion and repeated orgasmic sensations. Yeah, orgasmic sensations. Meaning, yeah, I felt something, but I can't quite get there. Yeah, you're not making anybody go over that fucking hurdle. Hurdle? Go over the cliff. That's what I meant. Cliff. Orgasms are not hurdles, let me tell you. Unless you have repeated ones, you just keep jumping. Stop! I'm sorry! And repeated orgasmic sensations was her escape. She was a beautiful girl and I cared about her. If you cared about her, you wouldn't be fucking her into submission! You would not be grief banging her. You would not be grief banging her! I did what came naturally. Only thing that's coming naturally is the fucking ejaculate leaving your dick. I let her have me completely and as often as she wanted. This is so fucking sick. This is so fucking sick. And he's trying to turn it all back onto her. Like, well, I'm just here to help. No, you were, like, oh my god. I really hope somebody else feels the way that I do, because I feel like in some warped logic, Greg thinks that this is a good thing. I cannot see any advantage of this at all. To fly your ex-boyfriend home from the fucking Air Force so you can fuck him to get over the death of your brother is such a psychotic notion. I can't goddamn believe this. How many more how many more? 4, 5, 6. Oh, 6 goddamn more. Remember when he talked about, like, tragedy? How he was met with tragedy, all this shit? Doesn't seem very tragic so far. At the funeral, some girl named Lisa gave a long speech about how much she loved Ashley's brother. I don't get why death is a romantic notion for him. This is really fucking creepy. She shared more sobs than words with us. She was an absolute wreck, even more so than Ashley herself. The reality about this girl Lisa, however, is I knew she would be over Thomas in no time. What the fuck? What the fuck? She would likely find some other new guy to pretend to truly love in a few weeks. Oh my god! Oh my god! Not everybody is as shallow and selfish as you, Greg. God! Love is a funny thing. You call it evolution, spiritual, whatever else you like. Names are just products of someone's opinion. Why are we going into a tangent now? Names don't change the reality of what that name is attached to. The fact is, love makes sense from a Darwinist perspective. It is logical that we mourn the loss of others enough to make everyone around think that person had real value. I'm terrified. I'm terrified to my motherfucking core right now. It's nice to think in their shoes people would care about us in a similar way. It gives us a reason not to up and hang ourselves just yet. Yet, despite this act of consideration, we still get over the fallen and often find someone to fill the void they left. Oh! I don't know if I can do this. Guys, this is scarier than anything I've read, like, urban legend-wise, or on that Tumblr Sixpence, whatever. This is terrifying. This is terrifying. This is a terrifying glimpse into Greg's mind. Holy fucking God. I don't know what to do with myself. I'm terrified. Like, how fucking dare you? You think that, like, we just get over our loved ones? Do you know one time, okay, my grandparents died a long time ago. Do you know one time I was meditating and I just started crying tears of joy because when I was repeating my mantra, something in me clicked and thought how much, I knew how much they loved me, and I felt their presence, and like, I was like, they were like right there with me, and I was so happy that they were there again. I was bawling while meditating one time, like last year. Am I over the deaths of my grandparents? No, I'm never gonna get over that. I'm always gonna have and cherish the memories that I have with them. I loved my grandparents more than fucking anything. They're not here anymore. Not that you get over things, you just learn to live with their physical presence not being here anymore. But their spiritual love that they've had for you all these years will never go away. They shape who you are as a person. If you have this love when they're here, and it's what, like, I fucking am like, I miss them right now. Like, they're, like, that shapes who you are. What they give you, it lives on through you. So yes, you're sad, but you grieve, and you get over the grief. And it becomes like, well, here's life. Now we're starting again. But all the lessons you've taught me along the way, grandparents, they stay with me. You don't get over grief and somebody's loss by replacing them. That's so fucked up. That's such a fucked up way to think about things. This is the worst thing in the entire world. If it's a boyfriend, you may cry the rest of your life over them, all the while sleeping with some other man. The species must go on, right? Don't fucking speak for other people either. Like, you don't know, like, you don't know what somebody's dying wish is gonna be. Say there's like a couple. It's like a long, drawn out, like the husband's dying. I don't know. Let's just make a scenario here. The husband's dying. His final wish for his wife is to live on, find somebody else, spread your love that you gave me and made my life wonderful. Spread that shit to somebody else, girl. You can go ahead and do that. That's his dying wish. It's not just, oh, I'm so sad. Okay, now I'm over it. People are not that fucking flippant. People are not as cold-hearted as you. Like, seriously, this is so devoid of any sort of feeling. You can tell this guy has never had a serious single loss in his fucking life. Don't you see it? We want people to care about us. Knowing people care keeps us going. Eventually we die, and people express how much we meant to them. Then, well, they practically forget us, and often experience their life as if we were never there to begin with. What did I just fucking say? What did I just fucking say? Yeah, they're not physically here. But yeah, every moment you've had with them led up to your life right now. So how the fuck could you ever, in a million years, say that just because somebody's not physically here anymore, they're fucking nil? I'm not here. I'm not the person I am right now because I just wrote off everybody that was in my life. No, you can't do that. That just shows to me again how devoid of feeling he really is. This is so long. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Like, I just cannot believe this insane shit that I'm reading. This is making me so sick, and it makes me sad that somebody fucking feels this way. God. Ugh. If we didn't care about other people, if we didn't care about ourselves, many of us wouldn't want to survive. What would be the point? Evolution must have created the concept of love. And you bring this all back to love? Like, only romantic love. Like, I loved my grandparents. I love my grandparents. I didn't date them. Like, what the fuck? I don't get it. Our relationships with other human beings were biologically invented to get us to live on and multiply. Love is simply a vessel used to deliver us a false sense of purpose and value. Congratulations, human species, you've tricked us all into outliving our reproductive organs. That's all you wanted, right? Stick around till your junk stops working, then die. I don't get it. I don't get that. I don't get this. I don't get this. I don't get this. My brain's scrambling. My brain's broken. Maybe as a species we have a purpose, but me, you, the world wouldn't even know we were gone. So fucking what? So the fuck what? I don't need global, worldwide motherfucking attention. You know why? Because I live for this. For me. What's in here? I do things in my life not to fucking please other people, but because I want to do them. It makes me selfish? Maybe a little bit. So what? I have my personal successes. I had a great work day today. I don't need people validating that for me. And if I were to pass away, I don't know, 5 years from now. I don't know why I said 5 years. I don't fucking know what's going to happen in the next 5 minutes. I know what's going to happen in the next 5 minutes. My brain's going to explode from reading this. What happens, like, we're here for a very short period of time. Hopefully you have a nice time while you're here. You can't be thinking about all this morbid shit all the time. It's just gonna bog you the fuck down. And you're gonna become an uncaring piece of shit, sociopathic asshole like this motherfucker. Ugh. Looking at this girl cry about her boyfriend, Lisa, she would be bouncing on some other guy's bare lap as if her dead boyfriend never existed in a month, tops. Lisa, that's James's sister, aka Greg's sister. Wow, he's got some real, contempt for her. I basically played the same role for Ashley. The same role. God, I was there to make her feel valued. I was her reason not to shove a gun in her own mouth and paint her pretty bedroom walls with chunks of crimson. That is so fucking arrogant, I can't even begin. I don't even know where to begin. Not too long after the funeral, I had to return to base, as I only had 1 week left before my deployment. I was ready to get out of there. I loved Ashley for a number of reasons, but she didn't have a clear mind. So why'd you fuck her for the whole fucking week? Why? But she didn't. Oh, and I no doubt already fully served my purpose there. Guys, this is just the worst. Somebody needs to pay for my fucking therapy. Now when I say I love Ashley, it's not like the love I feel for Corey. Oh, he has 2 dumbass girls fawning over him. I forgot. It's more than apparent Corey isn't interested in me physically while Ashley is. And you know what? Not everybody needs to fuck when they're relationships. There are plenty of people in this world who just enjoy each other's company. And that's it. Meanwhile, Ashley wants nothing to do with me, nothing to do with a long-term relationship with me. Meanwhile, oh, fuck you, Greg. Meanwhile, Corley could literally be happy with me just being my best friend well into old age. What did my mom say? So is your review scheduled? No. Sorry. I was supposed to have my review today and I didn't. One girl was physically compatible, the other emotionally. It was like I was standing at a dead-end road. So Greg can't have one or the other. Greg can't hook up with somebody just for the sex. And needs to fuck. Sick fuck. Like I'm not saying everybody has to bang if they don't want to fucking bang, but the fact that you can't just accept that I have to have only one has to suit all my needs. So then you isolate everybody else because they're not fulfilling other needs. They're not fulfilling all of your needs. Ugh. I felt like there just had to be a way to get through. There had to be a way to make it all work. Ugh. What are you gonna do? Like, fucking have a threesome? Regardless! The entire time I was with Ashley, I wasn't able to pull out. Ew. What? Why? Why are we all of a sudden back to their fucking? She was on top of me for most all of it and refused to get off me when I told her to. I didn't even care that I might have gotten her pregnant, though. Oh my god, I'm gonna have nightmares tonight. The risk of her carrying my child wasn't a bad thing to me. What the fuck? If she had a baby, I would take care of them both. No. Money isn't my focus in life. Taking responsibility when it comes to people I love is essential to me. Oh god, no. Oh god, no. Oh god. Can't sleep. Clown will eat me. Ashley may not bond with me like Corey does. She likely doesn't even love me as much as Corey does. Like, you're just saying this, but she, like, oh my god, still 2 more pages! Fuck me in the asshole! Even so, Ashley would make a beautiful and considerate parent. Knowing she would be a good mom is enough for me to be proud if she carried my child. Oh my fucking god! This is a horror book! Oh my fucking god. In the few days before deployment, I was able to meet up with Corey multiple times. It was nice, actually. She kind of repaired things between us the day I got back. Okay, she repaired. Her kissing me on the cheek and reminding me she loved me helped a lot. Oh god! Oh my god, I'm breaking! I'm like wiggling around so much I can't. I can't believe this. Oh, Corey's love seemed to always come with a little heartache. Because she didn't want to fuck you, that's your heartache? Oh my god. Oh my god. She was getting deployed to a combat zone. You still didn't tell us where it is. Love just increased the pain of that reality. I thought to myself, great, one more reason to fall apart if you die. What the fuck? Oh my god. You are seeing an insane person right now who has cat hair in her mouth. I am going insane. I can't believe this shit. I can't fucking believe it. I love Corey. I love Ashley, and neither one of them wants to date me. Oh my god. I can't. I need to finish this. I need to. I'm so fucked up over this. They both have their own agendas. Ashley clearly has no interest in being a military wife. She's probably still waiting for a guy who better complements her state of mind than I do. What? Okay. As for Corey, I'm still just trying to figure her out. Maybe I'm literally just not physically attractive to her. Oh my god. Oh my god, heaven forbid you're not physically attracted to somebody. Nevertheless, Corey helped me pack and took me to the airport. Like, just Corey? Like, you're not going with a fucking squadron? She's probably a little upset with me due to me tricking her at the last second. What? When we hugged and said goodbye, she went to kiss me, so I seized the opportunity. Ew, you fucking... Oh, God! Oh, I don't know why I'm stretching my legs up. I want to become more flexible. Oh, I'm not flexible anymore. My legs don't go back anymore. Why? I'm so broken. What if you can see, like, my thigh leg hair? I don't care if you can. I just don't care. Oh my god, he's now... Ah! Ha! Remember what he did to John because he didn't, like, John touched his girlfriend and now he's, like, taking the opportunity to kiss a girl that obviously does not want to fucking kiss him? As she leaned in, I quickly turned my head at the perfect time so her lips would connect with mine. That act resulted in me getting slapped on the face. Fuck yeah, Corey. You slapped that son of a bitch for me. Slap him again. But it was worth it. Her lips were literally the softest things I had ever felt on mine. That woman is 1, 2, 3. Literally perfect. The last thing I said to Corey before she left was that I loved her. The last thing she said to me was, asshole. She had a smile when she said it, but still. No. I really hope that's not... literally the last thing she ever says to me. Jesus. Oh, Jesus is not here. Jesus has abandoned us a long time ago. Oh my God, I've been doing this for an hour and 20 minutes. Oh my fucking God. Oh. I need you guys to do something for me. Send me a beer. Like, send me beer. Send me bourbon. I don't want beer. Send me bourbon. Just somehow find out where I live. And just email me bourbon. Because this is goddamn ridiculous. I am losing so many fucking brain cells. Oh my God. I need to go. I need to just, like, wash this shit away. Because it was awful. But thank you for watching. And thank you for sticking with me. But it's getting harder and harder to breathe. Is there anyone out there? Because it's getting harder and harder to breathe. Fuck me. Oh, God. I'm sorry this one was just me screaming the whole time, but, like, you read what I was reading. I mean, you heard what I was reading, so I need to go. Alright. Goodbye, bitches.